Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Shoot. What's going on? Good evening, man. It is Saturday night. We went live earlier today on the One Pair at a Time podcast channel, and this time around, man, we actually kind of talking in our own little chat, and we are pretty much not happy with Maniere at this point, and the consensus all around is never again shall we order from Maniere. You had us on the threes. You had us on the threes. But no more, bro. No more. No more.
Finito.
Now, Perp, you weren't here earlier, man, so I'm sure you got a lot to say concerning this situation.
Yeah,
What
man.
you got, man?
Man, where do we start? Where do we start? Man, I look, I want to go on the record when I say that I have been one of the biggest proponents for Ama and that collaboration out there, right? That you can imagine, especially within our group with One Pair at a Time. However, I look at the way that things have been mismanaged on the Amaminier side of the house as far as shipping goes, and it's leading to a lot of frustration, a lot of boiling over of different people and different groups within the Amaminier. I'm talking about inside and outside the Discord,
Yep.
where you take a shoe, you take a sneaker that has just been very anticipated throughout this year,
Mm-hmm.
and to build a collaboration takes a bare minimum of around 18 months, right? 18 months of materials, 18 months of the build, 18 months of the beta testing, then the pressure testing, then the QA. I mean, there's a whole series of phases that you have to go through throughout the lifetime from birth, well, from conception to birth, right? When we're dealing about collaborations here. Ahmad gave us a heck of a banger with the While You Were Sleeping threes, right? I don't think anyone will ever deny that. Shipping on that, however, was very mixed, right? You have certain groups that got that got sneakers in hand within that first week or so. You got a second wave that second week, third wave, so forth, so forth. There are people that up until last week still had not received their pairs, and now we're on the precipice of the four releasing. The four has sunsetted, and now we're moving into another sneaker release with the Travis Scotts today, which I won't even touch on because you all did such an amazing job talking about that this morning. But what's frustrating people is now you have a certain group of people that went with the high risk, high reward model and decided, no, 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 no. I'm going to pump my brakes. I'm going to wait until this shoe hits the sneakers app, right? And there are a few things around that. That comes from pricing, that comes from free shipping, which they're correlated, of course, and that comes with a flawless, well, almost flawless track record of Nike's shipping from the time you hit on the sneakers app to the time that FedEx driver or UPS, depending, I think it's FedEx, they go through a third party, but it's affiliated with FedEx, delivers that package at your front door.
Mm-hmm.
They have become, consumers have become accustomed to, okay, I know if I hit on the sneakers app within a 1 week or less turn time, depending on where I'm located in this country, I'm going to receive my sneakers in hand by then, right?
Yep.
We are now going on how many weeks? 2 weeks, two and a
Two
half
weeks
weeks.
now. Yep.
And a lot of people, including myself, haven't even gotten the shipping label yet.
Yeah. No tracking. Nothing.
No tracking, no, oh, we're sorry for the inconvenience, we're working on it, nothing of the sort. Meanwhile, Nike executes their drop on the sneakers app, and people have already been walking around and even posting of their pairs on feet, while people that went through the this well, not only Discord but AMA directly are still waiting on their pairs. That presents a very significant problem that I was telling Jay about earlier that most people probably haven't thought about, right? Whenever you are dealing with Nike and a collaborator, there are X amount of pairs that Nike has agreed to. There are X amount of pairs that the collaborator has full control over. But when I say full control, meaning we're talking about distribution, we're talking about release dates, we're talking about marketing, we're talking about all of that. Here's where there's a huge disconnect here. Nike gets paid up front whenever they're doing things with collaborators, right? Whenever they're doing these massive projects with collaborators, especially on the level of Maniere, they get paid up front. So at the end of the day, if Maniere drops the ball, it's no hair off of Nike's balls because they've already gotten paid, right? It's church and state. They're separate. This is not a Nike issue. This is an Maniere logistical issue. If and I'm going to say this is a hot take right here.
Hold up.
I'm going to say this right now. If Maniere does not get ahead of this and get ahead of it really fast, this is going to become such a logistical nightmare. It's going to bleed over into the organization as a whole. We're talking about Maniere, APB, and social status alone. All three, because they're connected, right? This is going to become an issue to where consumers, and I think we're at the precipice right now of this happening, consumers will not go directly to Maniere anymore. They will go directly to Nike. That money will then start with Nike, finish with Nike, and essentially they will cut out the collaborator out of that middleman piece. This is not what we want, people. Maniere, James Whitner and group, if you are listening, or we'll see this in a hot take later on down the road and on another YouTube page, whatever the case, you got to get it together. You have to get it together really fast, like yesterday fast, because this is a slippery slope you're going down. If the consumer has lost trust in your value around the shipping component alone, how long do you think they're going to continue to rock out with you as far as going to you directly as a B2C, business to consumer type of relationship? They're not, because they're going to go to Nike because they know that if they go to Nike, they're going to not only get it at base price, but they're going to get free shipping with it, and they're going to get it the same week, if not the following week. So why do we need you at the end of the day? You gave us a great product. You continue to give us great products. That's great. Thank you. Thank you. Bravo Zulu. Mwah. But at the end of the day, there are two sides of a coin. There's product on one side of the coin, and value and marketing and trust, consumer trust. And then there's execution on the other side of that coin. You are not executing right now, Maniere, and you're in risk of alienating what has been a really loyal fan base over the last 10 years. Is that what you truly want at the end of the day? It's a slippery slope, I said a minute ago, because now it leads to questioning of the entirety of the relationship around this collaboration moving forward in the future releases. I'll give it back to the floor.
Oh, wow. My man unpacked it a whole lot right there in that solo effort he just gave. Jay, what do you got to say about it?
So, me and Purple agree but disagree. You know what I'm saying? On a couple aspects, and it's a beautiful agreement, disagreement. Okay. And here's my problem. We paid $20 additional.
16.
But with taxes.
16.
16. Okay, listen, round it up. $16, $20. I get it. $16. All right, thank you, gentlemen. We paid additional $16, right? So when you pay an additional anything, the assumption is that, hey, we're going to get quality, we're going to get quick shipping, and it will be at our front door so we can go ahead and rock out with our new silhouettes, right? It sucks as content creators when we cannot get a product on time and now we are behind. But let's focus on Maniere for a second. Maniere has a fan base because of the quality and what they have been doing in terms of for the community with the Whitner group. And I respect that 100%. I said this in a video that I just dropped a little bit, and this is where Perp and I disagree a little bit, and it's a fun disagreement. I'm also blaming Nike. We know Nike gets paid up front. It's great. But at the end of the day, when our mama year time is up with Nike brand, if it ever happens, but we always know there's peaks and valleys of everything, Nike and Air Jordan name is still on that silhouette. So you tell me, why am I spending $200+ and I ain't got my product? You mean to tell me I can't even get tracking? You mean to tell me I don't deserve to get tracking, but I can pay you on time for a silhouette that ain't on time? Talk to me about disrespect, Nike. And y'all know I want to work for Nike, so Nike needs to teach the Whitner Group how to do the logistical aspects properly. And did I not mention we paid an extra $16? I said 20, but extra $16? I'm offended. I need my gas money back. I'm offended. Absolutely. I love the Maniere product, but your logistical aspect sucks. And I'm not happy about it. So yes, absolutely. Why would I go on Maniere social status APB when I can go right to Nike and take chances, just like most people said, you know what, hold up. We ain't dealing with y'all stuff no more, these EQLs, paying us extra money, not getting our crap on time. Let me take a chance. And hopefully I hit on the Mama years on Sneakers app. And guess what? They did. Guess what? This silhouette is sitting. And I don't think per se now that the silhouette is sitting because of the price point. It is the economy, but it's because the lack of trust when it comes to now the logistical aspects. Some people just not getting their threes. We got our threes early on time. We're like, hey, this is great. But because your silhouette did not sell out, why have I not received tracking? James, the Whitner Group, I don't care how high you on the totem pole, get your tail down there to that location and start help assist in packing up these silhouettes and pushing them out.
Now, where are your kicks? I want to say this because this is the other half of his argument, right? This is where we disagreed on. And I want to say this now because then I want you to come over the top because I know you're going to have valuable insight on this here. Where I disagree with Jay Elevate is the fact that this is not a Nike problem. This is church and state. This is an Maniere logistical problem that is their problem to fix and their problem alone. This is not Nike's responsibility. Nike has created a platform for you, right, to evangelize your product, to evangelize your motto, right, your overhead opening statements for the things you're trying to accomplish in the community and both within the sneaker community. Where it becomes Nike's problem is if that relationship is tarnished by scandal, is tarnished by immoral acts, or anything of the sort, right? Which we have not gotten. And we're not going to even touch that whole China situation here because they have been cleared, so there's no reason to even go back to that. At the end of the day, Nike's provided a platform. They provided a hell of a collaboration, which is by far my second favorite collaboration of all time, of course. How Ama executes on that mission statement right there, that is James Whitner and James Whitner's issue alone to fix. It has no reflection on Nike. Nike's done everything they're supposed to do, and they've exceeded that, especially with the way that they execute their half of the drop on the sneakers app. Nike's doing what they're supposed to do. I had no gripe with Nike. The Whitner Group needs to tighten it up and tighten it up fast because I'm telling you now, and this is already a hot take from earlier, that whole relationship will be at stake here in the next 6 months to a year to come. I promise you that because all it takes is for a very substantial group, 45 to 47% of that quote unquote loyal customer base to migrate from Ama and go directly to Nike Direct with the sneakers app. That's all it's going to take to skew those numbers here. At that point, Nike's no longer getting ROI. And once a company stops getting ROI, well, what else is there at that point? It's time to trim the cord, cut the fat, right, and get back to brass tacks and business. And that's what we're going to see very, very soon if the Whitmer Group does not turn this around.
I must say, we have heard two compelling arguments right now. And, I mean, listen, and not for nothing, there's a lot to unpack there what both you guys have been saying. Real quick, shout out to everybody right now that's tapped in, watching the live. Please double tap the screen. We amongst ourselves were definitely having a conversation about this and said, you know what, let's go ahead and put it on and bring it to the people. For those of you guys who are tapped in with us late right now, we definitely appreciate you all being in here. And then we see these comments, and a lot of you guys are saying a lot about Maniere, just like we are. And I'm going to put it to you like this. They thought they had us after them threes because they shipped those threes out quick, fast, in a hurry from Maniere. And yes, we are paying $16 shipping. And then to Jay's point, actually $20 because the EQL fee that's tacked on top, which is like $3.95 or something like that. So you just at about $20. Okay, I forgot about that little EQL fee. But that being said, it makes absolutely no sense how you release the shoe on your site 1 week before your collaborator, and your collaborator has already been able to send out pairs to people and people have them in hand. On top of that, you have given no explanation, no information. Granted, yes, you did say it would, for whatever reason, take 5 to 15 business days, but what people don't understand within that is there are people who are able to order from the Maniere site internationally. But for those of us here within the domestic 48 states, right, on the mainland, passing off Alaska, passing off Hawaii, right, which logistics are going to be a little tougher to get stuff out there too. It makes absolutely no sense that after almost 2 weeks, we have nothing. Absolutely nothing. We have not seen a release as bad as those Maniere 5s from anybody. And the thing about it too is, right, for as long as it took for those Maniere 5s to go out, the only other time we can actually say a release is terrible is when there's overselling that happens and then they up and cancel the orders. But let's be honest about that. Even when that happens, you're talking about what? Within a 5 to 7 day period, you'll find out. Here it is, 2 weeks, and we have no information, nothing on the website, no information whatsoever. Okay? And Jay said it. They are sitting on the sneakers app. They have not only are they sitting on the sneakers app, apparently now you can get Manieres from Foot Locker. Because Foot Locker had these 4s. Sneaker Politics had these 4s. Feature had these 4s. Extra Butter New York had these 4s. Soul Play Atlanta had these 4s.
Tier Zero boutiques.
A bunch of Tier Zero boutiques had these 4s. And mind you, some of them had them in store where, so long as they weren't backdoored, which is a whole other situation we can get into because this Travis Scott thing, man, is damn near just as bad. And someone else said it in the chat. The crazy part is and why people don't get as mad, and I know I'm kind of switching gears here a little bit with the Travis Scott thing, is notice this. As bad as the Travis Scott release is, as much backdoors happening, what has happened to the price of the Travis Scotts? They have gone up. What has happened to the Maniere 4s? The price has gone down. So now you got a shoe that is doing, I guess, albeit bad, on the secondary market, especially with it being not only a collab, but a collab Jordan 4 and a collab Jordan 4 that people said they were going to pass over the collab Jordan 3s to get, only for them to sit there and to now, from the collaborator themselves, not even ship these pairs out yet. So how long do you think we're going to have to wait? Another 2 weeks?
And FYI, I've already got my shipping for my Travis Scotts already.
Now look at that. Look at that.
Come on now.
Look at that. Look at that. And look, to your point, right? Return on investment. Who would honestly know about Maniere if it was not for their sneaker releases? And I'm going to put my hand up right here and say I would not have. I would not have known nothing about them had those Raised by Women 3s not have came out from them. That's what put them on the map. They've been around for 10 years, but guess what? When you look at what the overall consensus was as far as people being happy or unhappy with the brand is concerned, it has gone down so bad. So bad. Because of these shipping issues. Not only do we have shipping issues, look what happened with the 12s. Look how bad the QC issues were on the black and burgundy pair, and then the bleeding on the white and burgundy pair. And granted, $225 is nothing. And mind you, they flirted with selling these at $250. They flirted with a $250 retail price point on these Manieres and then pulled it back. And they're lucky they pulled that price back, because I'm telling you now, had all these problems been happening with a $250 collaboration shoe, I'm telling you right now, it would not be good. And as far as Nike is concerned with this situation, at the end of the day, this falls under their watch. That they are dealing with other brands and companies out here who have horrible logistics practices. And it's starting to trickle over somewhat into the Travis Scott situation, because we all know how bad it is with Travis Scott. Look what happened with Jay. Now, you're supposed to have 30 minutes to go ahead and check out. You get in there within your window. There should be a pair sitting there for you to go ahead and confirm your order on to pay for. How is it? It is, yeah, you won, but you better hurry up and get in there, because while we're giving you 30 minutes, you really don't have 30 minutes. In a sense, that's almost false advertisement. That's almost false advertisement the way they do that.
But it also goes on the other side of it, right? You know, companies make missteps all the time. But this is also where this becomes an opportunity for marketing and PR to shine. When you have a misstep like this, we expect you to be transparent. We expect you to get in front of this. Yes, we're having logistical issues here. We're having delays, shipping, supply chain issues, whatever the case may be, right? But you have an obligation to your consumer to essentially spell out what's going on right now and create a narrative of a plan. They have not done that. They have not done that. But what they have done is they've completely continued, at least throughout this past week, to push more marketing initiatives that have nothing to do with this release. And it has pissed people off. The worst things you can do to your consumers, especially the ones that are loyal to you, is be dismissive to them. There's a very astute psychological trait in correlation to this.
Real quick. No underscore hype 85. Yes, they do say that. 5 to 15 business days. Our question is why, when you didn't even sell out? You didn't even sell out on the site. It was damn near a full size run hours after. The only sizes that were really all gone were the smaller ones. You had big sizes sitting around. And it's unacceptable that a week later, your collaborator, who the main guy, Nike, has the shoe and has already been able to send pairs out. It makes absolutely no sense. Yeah, DJ Rude Boy, here we go. 5 to 15 international. And that means because the tracking number gets posted and then it's how long it takes to ship overseas to you to finally make it to your doorstep. Within over a week, no tracking, nothing. All we got is you will be updated at some point soon.
Missed opportunity.
We should have already had tracking, I would say, by Wednesday.
Yep.
We should have had it already.
Yep.
That our pair was on the way. At the late. Like, tracking should have been going out on a rolling basis.
Spot on.
On a rolling basis.
So let me say this to everybody, too. Think of it like this, right? You go on Go, you go on StockX, whatever, wherever you go, right? And someone wants to purchase your dead stock, pair of sneakers, your worn sneakers, whatever, who cares, right? At that point, when you sell something, you as an entrepreneur, and that company says you have 24 hours to click confirm that you'll sell.
Oh, yeah, that.
You have 3 days to get the shipping out. If you are an entrepreneur and you want to stay successful and you want to keep customers happy with your ratings, right? With GOAT, for example, I'm just using GOAT. Well, guess what? I'm going to ship it out. If not that same day, it's going to be the next day. Maybe that third day is pushing it because I need this to get out as quickly as possible, right? To not only get your rating to stay high, right? But also you want to get paid. The sooner you ship something out, the sooner you get paid. But I get it. Our mommy already got their money. I understand that aspect. But I want you guys to understand where this is coming from. And now, potentially, we are looking at the Maniere Air Max. That might be the next drop, right? Do you guys feel like this is going to kind of turn off some of the Maniere fans like ourselves to say, man, do I really want to go for this sneaker now? Do I really want to pay $16-20 extra? You know what I'm saying? If I win and now I got to wait a month to get my sneaker. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe y'all can keep that collect.
Well, in fairness to what you're saying, look at the Maniere, the Jordan 39 Maniere collab. I believe they only released through Maniere. Is that correct? I don't think any other place had it. So that might be the case with these Air Maxes, the Air Force Ones, and the Converse pair.
Yep.
We have yet to see that.
But this, you know what I mean? Will this turn you off a little bit? Or like, I'm going to do it, but you know what I'm saying?
I mean, when you don't have any other option as to where to get them from is one thing. But when there are multiple options out there, and mind you, part of it is the FOMO that got people caught up in going to Maniere's site. And on top of it, despite the payment issues with the AMA 3s, they got sent out fairly quickly. We had those things within a week. You know? We had them, okay. We had those before the official release because I do want to add in there that for whatever reason, Nike decided 2 days after they released on Maniere to then go for exclusive access on the sneakers app, which was kind of weird as far as the timing is concerned, but that's neither here nor there. Either way, we still had tracking on the 3s from Maniere before the release of the sneakers app. And then here in this case, didn't happen.
It's too much inconsistency, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And I agree with you. When you have only one location, one site that only is dropping something, for me, I'm still like, this is, here we go again. That's just a bad taste in my mouth at the end of the day. You know what I mean? The thing is, yes, we got our shipping early, but some people are just not getting their 3s.
Yeah, mind you, I saw somebody ordered the 4s And when the package finally reached their house, they had a pair of 3s in there.
Saw that too.
Mmm.
Now, what's that about?
That's some sugar book.
And they showed the screenshots too of their Alma Maniere 4 order from Alma Maniere. And these guys sent them a 3.
It's crazy, man. Like I said, me as a consumer, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm paying you, yo, send me my stuff, right? I paid you already, right? And so now you telling me I have to wait for something I paid for, you know, that's bull, because I have the power to say, you know what, y'all can keep y'all product. I don't want it. And if other people follow it, just gonna trickle effect when it goes downhill, because we as the consumers really have the power. It's not who's selling anything. Because if we all band together and say we're not gonna buy it, guess what? That organization will suffer tremendously, and that's not what I'm asking for. But I'm just saying, literally, as consumers, we have the buying, we are the power, right? But at the end of the day, you know, we don't agree on something, and I do feel like
I hate you.
you know what I'm saying, like Nike got to teach them, show them something's not right. At the end of the day, it's got to be corrected. At the end of the day, it's got to be corrected.
And the question is, what exactly is the problem? Like, what is this distribution company in Indiana that sends out these shoes? Like, they're not dealing with any storm issues. You know what I mean? So it's not a weather delay. Now, granted, Nike's got hubs all over the country to allow for better shipping. And listen, it'd be one thing if it was a slow rollout, but at least we see, hey, people are getting tracking, and it may be a day or two before they actually ship, because it seems that they're all coming from one place. And at no hype, right? I see what you're saying about being patient, but again, it's like this. They didn't sell out, so you don't have that many pairs to even go through.
You are not
Number one
at all.
You know, if you are over inundated with the amount of orders, you know what I'm saying, and they sold out, like, okay, I can kind of get it.
Give a little bit of grace.
But even then, we should start seeing some updates happen, because understand this, I'm a Maniere in the Whitaker group, right? They got APB, social status, the Alma Maniere store itself. Just learned today that they have an outlet store that they send stuff to. I just learned that today.
Yep.
I put it in I took a screenshot and put it in the chat as to what that thing is called. It's called Off Season, the Whitaker Group's outlet store, which carries clothes that didn't sell during the season.
So where your kicks, I want to say something. You said something, I don't know, in the past or whatever the case may be. Purple Haze mentioned something too about this. When Alma Maniere does not sell out their clothing, it don't go on sale. Where does it go, right? I think both of y'all alluded to this at some point in time. I can't remember. And look, ding, 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 here we go. So now you're not willing to sell it, you know what I'm saying, for a sale price on Sneakers app. Hey, put it in my outlet. Get it? Hey, that's cool. But again, because you're not willing to do certain things and have this business practices, you sell at your outlet, that's great. But what about the sneakers that are sitting that have not sold out? There should be no reason why they're not pushed out. Just like if something don't sell out, I bet you go straight to your outlet real quick. You putting it right on that shelf to get rid of it. What about the people who paid full price, right? Not a payment plan for their product. Why shouldn't it be shipped out?
Not a paying for. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Paying for. Yeah. I mean, and listen, mind you, look at the prices on some of Alma Maniere's clothing. Like the hoodies were like $150, $160 for some of them hoodies. Sitting there. The cheapest thing you could get were the t-shirts at $55. And usually, at least on Alma Maniere's website, it's very rare that those $50 t-shirts are sitting around. People scoop them up along with the tax and shipping, depending on where it is you live. But in this case here, on the Sneakers app, which I believe the shirts, if you order them, have free shipping. I believe they do. Uh, a lot of the apparel sitting around, especially those T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, could some of this be? And I'm gonna ask you guys this: could some of what we're seeing with Maniere be the fact that it is up against the Travis Scott release, and some people were thinking to themselves, well, if I miss for retail, I'm going to try to catch these things at the cheapest resale price point I can, which is usually right after the drop.
I think a small group have that mentality. And when I say that, I mean sneaker sharks. I mean people that know the game, they've been in the game, they've been doing this, battle testing. I'm talking about t-shirt and coffee mug, right? That's the type of mentality people like that have, right? But maybe some of the newer sneakerheads or the newer, aficionados to the community, they don't have that mentality. So, how broad is that first group I just mentioned versus just your typical novice? It's just people that just like think the sneaker is dope and just want it. You got to break it down into different tiers and sub layers here.
Yeah.
Oh, Jay, I need you to give DJ Tyler Radio his wrench back, man. What's going on?
No. I think he's watching. I don't think. Jay, did you ever give him a wrench?
No, I gotta go in and figure that out. I'm gonna give him a wrench.
You gotta go. You gotta go in through your YouTube.
Yeah.
And click on his profile to wrench him up on your channel. He's wrenched up on my channel. He's just not on Jay's.
Okay, I'm gonna definitely wrench him up. I'm definitely gonna do that. I'm definitely gonna do that.
So, yeah, Mr. Thing said he's watching on your channel, so you got to give out some wrenches, sir.
Yeah, man, come on.
Before the funnies roll up in your chat, start asking to see your feet.
OnlyFans.
Start asking about overweight Caucasian women and stuff, bro.
Oh no,
man, you missed it this morning. There was some people on one, and Mr. Think had time for him today too.
Down bad. Yeah, I popped in for a second, man, before I lost the neck, man. I saw him deep off in the chat.
Yeah.
Looking at something.
Yeah. Look, easiest way to do this is DJ Tyler Radio and Mr. Think. Once we close out this live, find it on Jay's channel and comment on it so he can just easily find you guys. Comment, you can comment on the live after it's already been posted as like a normal comment. That's the way I'm talking about doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, man. We'll knock that out ASAP.
So he'll be able to set that up so we can get have protection all the way around. Pause. In case that was pause worthy.
Quite pause worthy, sir.
So here's the thing. The BS problems haven't necessarily deterred people as much from the Travis Scott stuff because everyone's looking at it as, well, if I can hit just one, you're talking about a triple to quadruple come up on the initial release, depending on the colorway, because it's interesting that these are already outpacing the Canaries. Right? These medium olives are outpacing the Canaries on the secondary market.
Yes.
And I just saw something today to where they said if you guys can and you hold these, you'll probably see these be $1,000 shoe by this time next year.
I mean, but let's be honest. I mean, Travis Scott sneakers, they do well. He only had a few, right, that were not successful. So if you are an investor, a reseller, whatever the case may be, because when Travis Scott comes out, everybody's a reseller now, right? It makes total sense. You know what I mean? But again, at the end of the day, people have been complaining about his site, how the colorways are looking the same, too many one lows. So at some point there's always a fall in something. And so again, Travis Scott is messing himself up too because look at his site. And it goes back again to what I said. I get it. Nike got paid up front, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, Nike name is on it. I get it. It's Travis Scott. But when you open up that box, when you see that box, it says Nike. So either A, this is why I feel like the organization needs to take control. If you want to go ahead and you want to do an early release before, cool. Do your raffle on your site, great. Nike, y'all need to go ahead and ship it out. This is listen, because clearly, there's something wrong with logistical aspects. There's something wrong with body. We're never going to be 100% on bot protection, but Nike has done such a great job. Travis Scott website, trash.
Well, not only that, the amount of people that had Travis Scott pairs already is wild to me. The amount of resellers that had Travis Scott pairs is absolutely wild.
Well, look, here's the thing.
Absolutely wild.
People are more inclined to give Travis Scott grace because arguably Travis Scott is the only collaboration to date that is literally making hand over fist money for Nike, left and right. So people will be more inclined to give them grace. Yes, everybody knows Travis Scott's site is utter horseshit. Pardon my language. But that's how strongly I feel about that. And I'm not saying anything anybody doesn't know.
Yeah, no toilet paper.
However, though, Travis Scott drops will take precedent over anything else out there. Collaborator all the way down to changing in Nike leadership. It does not matter. And we're seeing this. And where your kicks, you hit on it earlier when you stated or posed the question, were people just saying, I'm going to kind of pump the brakes on the Amas for a minute because the Travis Scotts are right around the corner. I want to make sure all my ducks are lined up so I can position myself to get a best shot, front row seat at that drop. It does. When a Travis Scott is about to drop, it literally moves the markets. It changes everything. And it causes a wave, a domino effect from resellers all the way down to your mom and pop, tier 0 store to your everyday individual average consumer.
Yep.
And we're seeing that right now. So Ahmad doesn't have that type of leverage. Any other major collaboration out there, your Nigel Sylvester, they don't have that type of leverage.
And part of that, honestly, and let's call a spade a spade. Part of that, honestly, is because the utter ridiculousness it is to hit on a Travis Scott. Let's just call a spade a spade.
It's the unicorn.
The utter ridiculousness it is to hit on a Travis Scott is just crazy. Like before, to hit an Ama Maniere, you remember when the Ama 1s dropped? Those were not easy to get. You remember when the even the Ama 2s. The 3s is one thing. The 3s had the least amount of stock, but even the Ama 2s, they weren't too. Actually, the Ama 3s, did they not sit around at first?
The Ama 3s were easy. They were easy for me. Literally, I went in right away. Boom, easy.
It's the ones that were utter ridiculousness to get.
The ones and the 2s, believe it or not, because we need such few pairs of the 2s.
Correct.
I took both home. I took an L on all 3.
But here's the thing, right? Like No Hype said, I care about Travis Scott so much. I overslept this morning. He said I overslept this morning. Look, there are a few people that almost overslept, especially there on the West Coast.
Yeah.
I got sneakerhead on a budget, got in 1 minute before the draw closed.
Wow.
Exactly 1 minute. The thing is it unfortunately, it is the hunt to try to say you got a Travis Scott. But it is an absolute headache. It is an absolute headache. And really, listen, when it comes to collabs, let's look at some of the best collabs Nike has. Would you put Travis Scott up there in terms of money is concerned?
Travis number 1.
Travis Scott is number 1. But in terms of overall collaboration series, I probably would not put them at number 1. Believe it or not, I would probably put Ama Maniere at number 1.
Okay.
I would put Travis Scott's. See, it's difficult.
I feel like we
did talk about this.
Yeah.
Because there's the Amas, there's the Union, there's Travis Scott collab.
Don't forget about Off-White when they were
Yeah,
Off-White.
off white. Yeah, we can talk about off white, but we haven't obviously. Rest in peace to Virgil Abloh. We haven't really done much of off white due to the fact that he passed away. Now they're talking about bringing him back for 2025, which we've yet to see if that's actually going to happen. It may or may not happen. They already talked about canceling the Canaries, that the Canary ones were not going to come out next year. There's a lot of rumors about maybe we'll see the off-white Bread 4s, which the only person who has a real pair of those is Virgil's wife. All right? If anybody else tries to tell you they got a pair, they fakes.
Hello.
But J Balvin's another one. And not for nothing, bro. The way J Balvin did the release, kudos to him. Kudos to him on the threes. Now, so far, that's one silhouette. One that he did it for. We'll see what happens moving forward, what they decide to do. But on the threes, it seemed like it was fair. This Travis Scott stuff? No. And really, Maniere. Let me ask y'all this, and I'll let y'all take this. Maniere, honestly, would be looked at as a tried and true brand. Maybe not top tier in terms of resale and all that, but when you would think about the Maniere collaboration, remove the QC issues, okay, remove the logistics issues. If all those were corrected, you would go, yo, you know you're getting something really nice from Maniere. And they're readily available for the community. The community has an opportunity to get a really nice collaboration shoe. May not be that way with Travis Scott's. May not be that way with J Balvin's. And unions, depending on the silhouette, you can forget about it. Like those Chicago unions dropping next year. Them things is already sold out, right? If Maniere got that corrected, we would look at them as like probably one of the better collabs to go to get shoes from, just because they're for the community.
Well, I mean, I disagree because I'm on record saying that Ahmad was my favorite Nike collab of all time because of the material build and the story that they encapsulate the entire release with.
Trophy Room 2. Trophy Room 2. Thanks, Mr. Think.
Yep. Yeah. I was blanking on that one because I was trying to think earlier. What are we?
But see, we don't get many Trophy Rooms. And mind you, how many people were hating on Trophy Room because of what happened with those Trophy Room ones?
I'm still upset about that. Don't bring that back up.
That will forever go down as literally one of the. It's the Watergate of backdooring.
Correct. And a lot of people were very upset with the way they did those Trophy Room ones. All the resellers that had those things. And so that you know what? I'm sorry I'm talking a lot, guys, right now. But that even shines a bigger light as to why we see so many resellers have the shoe already, and it not in the masses itself has not necessarily been turned off to the collab like they had been when the Trophy Room debacle happened. I find that very interesting.
Yep.
But I think exclusivity plays a huge factor in this as well, and you pretty much hit on it where your kicks. Trophy Room releases are far and few in between, so it gives you that level of exclusivity, and you don't necessarily get that quite as much nowadays, especially when things seem to be so cookie cutter in nature. With a lot of these releases. I think that, again, out of all these different releases, now Trophy Room definitely, they give you a story, they give you one hell of a presentation. You can't take that away from them. But outside of that, I mean, and then Marcus Jordan, I mean, he's just been unapologetic, from that debacle all the way up to now, almost kind of standing toe to toe with the consumer. And that's just not good business at the end of the day. You got to have a level of etiquette. You have to have a level of, more importantly, consistency with your releases. And this has all been tarnished because of that whole debacle from back during the Jordan 1 release. So But again, back to your original question, I absolutely have had Ama as one of my favorite collabs of all time, even above the Travis Scott. And this is coming from someone who has most of the Travis Scott releases. And the materials, yeah, they're okay. The build, they're okay. You know, Ama, on the other hand, will give you always premium build, premium story, and more importantly, they create an experience around it. And you just don't get that too often with a lot of these collaborations and releases.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. I can't say who's my favorite collab. I can't say that, but I will say I love the fact that Armani and Year focus on luxury, right? They're sticking to what they are known for, and I respect that, and I love the quality. I love the build of Armaz. I really do. From the unboxing, when you look at the box, it's just like, man, okay, this is an experience. This is something unique, something different. I respect that. Um, but at the end of the day, Purple Haze just said it right. When we're talking about exclusivity, right? You know what I'm saying? Like most people now are looking for something that everybody just can't obtain, everybody can't get. This is where we are at within when it comes to the sneaker culture, aka hype beasts, right? Not those who are buying what they like and putting on feet or just rocking what they feel like really expresses who they are with their personality and style. It's all about what I have that you don't have to give me the upper hand. That's what's going on right now. You know? So again, I must say this. What goes up must come down. I don't care what it is, who it is, it always will go down. But if it's gonna go down, you needed to go down the right way, not the wrong way. Because over time, that longevity is what's really important. But when you start cutting corners, when you start not doing the right thing as you're supposed to do, people will just do this. They're gonna turn their back on you, just like that. They're gonna turn their back on you. Don't matter about quality, don't matter about hype, because people feel like they are getting cheated because people work hard for their money. And the most important thing is people cannot get their time back, bro. You have people on their phones waiting for hours to say, okay, let me hope to get this drop. And if it was done unfairly, it can just easily be swiped away like myself. I can't get time back. And because I can't get my time back, I'm gonna just tell you, hey, I'm gonna say something to kick you in a tutor where the sun don't shine and say, oh well, I can take my money elsewhere. I can go ahead and invest it in somewhere else. You're not that important to me. I love sneakers, but my time is more important and more valuable to me than money, than sneakers. My time is the most valuable thing that I have on this planet. And you just wasted my time. You just screwed a customer.
I want to audio clip that and loop that on my YouTube when I get it up and running. I feel inspired, Jay. Okay? Wow. I want to get out there and fly the flag, man. Come on. Bring it home, brother.
Jay said, I need my lick back.
But you know what, though?
My reparations.
My 7 acres and a mule, right?
Yeah.
There are two types of people out there. There are people like me that will get a sneaker and probably won't wear it for a month, 2 months, 3 months. It depends, right? Seasonality here. And then there are other people that will get the sneaker and boom. Next thing you know, they're wearing it wherever restaurant or eventing they're going to, right? Ahmad's managed to piss off both of those groups because both of those groups have a commonality, and it's common courtesy and professionalism. If I'm investing my time, to Jay's point, effort, energy, but more importantly, my financial resources to you and your organization, what do I want? I want the same thing every other organization wants. I want my ROI. And part of that comes with being able to be consistent, to be concise, and to be professional at the end of the day.
And don't forget transparent.
Transparency. You cannot have a successful organization. You can't run a successful organization without those factors. I mean, there's several others out there we haven't named, but those are the top 4 right there. It starts with that as your cornerstone of your whatever organization that you're running or heading. So we got to think about that, man.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to my guy, DJ Tyler.
DJ Tyler coming through always.
Hell yeah, coming through always.
Always.
I gotta flip over real quick to see. For some reason, on it doesn't show what the sticker is on StreamYard, but I see here it looks like a fox or a chipmunk saying bravo. He's clapping to you right now, Perp. He's clapping for you right now.
Look, DJ knows what time it is, man. He's been here from the beginning.
1,000% appreciate that, bro.
Always, brother. Always. You know we love you.
1,000% appreciate that.
Salute,
for
bro.
Real.
Salute.
For real. Look, and mind you, right, as we're talking about it, I had these on today. I had these on today. I just felt like throwing them on.
Hey, you got are those the white laces or are those the
These are the ones with the
stain laces.
The age, the age in them.
I got the same stain laces in myself, but I actually haven't worn mine yet.
You know, I had these on today when I was out and about.
I had the 3s on today. I'm telling you, I should do a wear test on those, and I'm beating those bad boys into the ground.
My man said he had the Awakes on today. Nice.
Oh, salute.
We're supposed to be getting those Awakes the blue pair next month.
Red pill, blue pill. Red pill, blue pill.
Look, and listen, and not for nothing, guys. Look, granted, we talking about first world problems here, right? First world problem. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now, and we are definitely in a blessed position to be talking about sneaker logistics. All right. Granted, yes, there are major issues out there, more things we could be complaining about, but let's call space. This is, we talk about sneakers on this channel, and when things are going right, a lot of us are happy about it, but when things are going wrong, a lot of times we feel like as content creators, we definitely have an obligation to try to help be a voice for the people.
Correct.
Out here. You know what I'm saying? And voicing things and we are putting our face out there that these companies see us saying what we say, good, bad, or indifferent. You know what I mean? And you guys that are commenting right now, trust me, we basically putting our necks out there in a way. And don't think they're not watching, because look what happened with Rafi Collects. Mm-hmm. He was putting information out there trying to help people cop, and almost got banned completely off of the Discord. You know what I'm saying? So what we're talking about right now, you guys work hard for your money.
Yes.
You sit there, you take the time, you get yourself ready, you make sure you don't have whatever distractions, or even you reach out to other people to set things up for them to help you cop. And then once they do, then you got to send them money and all this. And all the while, it's like, okay, I spent my hard-earned money, which could have been spent elsewhere, doing whatever, okay, for these shoes. And all we ask is that if there is a problem with shipping, let us know what that issue is going forward. Be transparent about it. Be open about it. But you're not. You're being quiet once again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, bro, I just saw the...
You saw it?
I seen it.
You saw it?
I seen it.
It's funny. I'm laughing. It's funny.
I'm going to just let it go. But listen, all we ask is that you guys be transparent about it. But again, it makes it very difficult for us to go, okay, it's all right, guys, when the people you are collaborating with just had a release and they're already sending pairs out. You guys have had over a week and have not only done nothing, but you ain't said nothing either. And to those people who are actually getting shipments from Maniere, which I've seen, 5? I can count on one hand how many I've actually seen get shipped out from Maniere. You sent the wrong pair to somebody. Like, come on, man. It's one thing when Nike will send you 2 by mistake. if that even is an actual mistake. And Nike sometimes will send you the whole wrong pair. And depending on how great the shoe is and limited stuff, you may be SOL. But in this case here, you didn't sell out on your website. So there shouldn't be no reason why you don't have the correct shoe going to the people.
Yep.
You're not scrambling to get these out.
Especially the correct size, because where your kicks, you remember when we hit on the Awakes and they sent me the wrong size. They sent me a whole half size up. I was like, what are we doing here? I mean, logistics is one thing, but QA, that's a whole nother story altogether.
Yep.
And you're failing on both accords.
It's wild.
That's wild, man. It's crazy, bro. Crazy. Doesn't make any sense. And again, you know, where your kicks, you said it right. You know, we are trying to be the voice of the people. And our goal here for everybody is to just like not only spread the wealth when it comes to sneaker information, sneaker history, but also spending wise. You know, when we do these sneaker reviews, we're definitely giving you guys our perspective. Whether you know you agree or disagree, it's fine. But these perspectives will absolutely help you to say, hey, you know what, I don't have it. Maybe let me either cop the silhouette because I haven't heard anything bad about it, or you know what, it's been 50-50. Now I need to make a true decision, say if I'm gonna press that button or not, and go for that sneaker. So this is something that we're not telling you to, hey, go left or go right. We want you guys to create and come up with your own decisions, but this is just real information that we are giving you and real experiences at the same time. I definitely want to let you guys know that. And listen, chat, y'all the VIP. You guys are the VIP. You guys tell us what you want. We're going to try our best to give you guys what you guys want, you know, what you need. Whether it's on our podcast, One Pair at a Time. If you have not done so, please double tap that screen and subscribe to the One Pair at a Time podcast, right? Or our individual channels, which we have our own ideas and ideologies when it comes to sneaker information and reviews. We appreciate y'all, and I truly appreciate y'all, man. I really do. Without y'all, man, listen, this would not be possible. I cannot stress that enough.
Facts.
Look, I want to say this, DJ Tyler, India Wit, Lena Baby, man, all the way up, man, Bernardo, DJ Rude Boy, everybody in the chat has been really dropping a lot of perspective. And your voices are exactly what's fueling the community right now. And we got so many different people in the chat from so many different areas of not only the country, but the world that are tapping in with us tonight. And every Saturday when we go live or, you know, periodically throughout the week. We love you all. We appreciate you all. But more importantly, we love that you continue to share your perspectives as well. Because, again, you could have all four of us up here, right, giving four different perspectives. But that's just a drop in the ocean compared to what the bigger picture really consists of. And you all are just as much a part of that bigger picture as anyone else. And so thank you all for time after time after time, chiming in and really sharing those perspectives. With each other sometimes it's get a little heated, but hey, you know, that's what it's all about. It's always love at the end of the day. And we love, respect, and we encourage you guys continue to do that night after night, time after time. So we appreciate you all.
Real quick, I went to go look at something, right? I went to go look up my information that I had on the Maniere 3s. Mm-hmm. According to what I'm seeing here in the shop app, the pair was ordered on the 18th. Okay, 18th of August.
Okay.
Delivery marked on August 20th.
Wow. Okay.
So that's how quickly these pairs got shipped out. Okay. Now it's strange to me that you had more people, would you all agree, more people ordered the 3s from Maniere than they did the 4s, and the 3s went out faster.
Of course.
It is
Yeah.
absolutely wild.
Like, what do you guys have? A bulk order?
Absolutely.
You guys got to hit a certain threshold for it, the trigger to be pulled up.
Bro,
Get out. What's going on here?
bro. Like, listen, and here's the other thing, too, that we didn't talk about. And shout out to Ken, who's in the chat, who said that apparently he's got tracking and he'll get his pair on Wednesday. So, Ken, you'll definitely have to keep us updated to see if they actually are moving and if you actually do see your pair. Because I believe he's out in the West Coast, too.
I was just about to ask where Ken is.
He's in the West Coast. I think he's out in, like, California or something. Southern California, I believe.
Ken is in Cali. But, hey, Ken, did Ken hit on the AMA site or did he hit on...
Oh, yeah. Let us know that, too. I'm thinking he
know.
got AMA, because if it's from Sneakers App, then that's different. Oh, he said it was from Nike. He said it's from Nike. Never mind then.
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
Okay, so
you got our hopes up. See, you got our hopes up.
Shout out, Ken.
Joy Sneakers, what's going on? She said she's on the West Coast, too. No tracking here. Yeah, man.
Hey, Joy.
Yeah. No tracking. Yeah, California, but I'm not talking from AMA. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I listen, like I said earlier with these Air Maxes that are still coming out. And chat, let us know, are you guys anticipating the AMA Air Maxes? Are you anticipating the AMA Air Force Ones, the Converse pair? Are you anticipating trying to grab a pair? Now, mind you, the Jordan 39 AMA Maniere collab, I think it was like less than like 10,000 pairs or something like that. Is that correct? Or maybe even less than that. It might have been even less.
It was more limited than the 3s and the 4s for sure.
Correct. And mind you, who's really rocking Jordan 39s? Let's be honest. But I give him credit for trying to take a silhouette that basically has no real love for it and make something nice.
And they did a super good job.
They did.
They did a super good job.
My man said he wants the rest of the AMA pack, but the one I want the most is the Converse. Okay. That's an interesting perspective.
What I said, I'm more excited about the Converse than...
Here's another question, though, right? Given what's going on right now with the 4s, will people do another high risk, high reward type of scenario where those drops that will be exclusive to AMA and AMA alone, will they wait for them to float over to Go StockX in hopes of tanking in order to get not only faster shipping, but also maybe a cheaper variation and a margin point?
Well, if they limit the pairs, they may not be that cheap.
Yeah. Well, that's a 50-50 gamble.
Correct.
Yeah.
Jay, go ahead, though. Go ahead.
No, y'all got me excited, man. That's why I was like, let me hold on. So I'm gonna tell you, in my opinion, and I could be wrong. This is just my opinion. I really want to go for the Converse pair, but again, in the back of my mind, I'm like, do I even want to give AMA a chance on his site, even though this is probably going to be the only way to get it? I do feel like that the Converse and the Air Max are going to be the most limited. And I really like those Converse. They're basic. I get it, but I just have a weird feeling that might be one of the most, if not the most limited out of the While You Were Asleep.
I gotta have those Air Maxes. I mean, Converse is probably the most coveted one out of that group that are left, I believe. There's a lot of people are talking about the Converse, but gotta have those Air Maxes, man. Those Air Maxes are just raw. Pause.
Yeah. The Air Max, it's the Air Max 95s, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Which coincidentally, for next year, they're trying to make an SB out of that silhouette. Which we'll see if that's still actually on the way, because this new CEO and some of the people that we're already starting to see float back to Nike may take a look at that and go, you know what, y'all got to get up on up out of here, because we ain't doing that. We not doing that. We don't do that around here. Because I was on record to say, how are you going to do an Air Force One SB?
Yeah, that's
and not and not do any modification. Because not for nothing, if you do an Air Force One SB, I feel like they should cut the midsole. They should shave that down, shorten it, right? Because one of the things that skaters talk about, and I know I'm kind of going off in a little different direction real quick. One of the things skaters talk about is the fact that a thinner midsole allows them to feel more connected to the board because they can feel it better under their feet, which is why for a long time they was using the Dunks and the Jordan 1s because of how the midsole was constructed, and it was lower and it allowed their feet to be on the board better. So if you go with an Air Force One and you don't do anything to that midsole, and not for nothing, bro, who do you really see out there trying to skate in them SB4s? Very rarely do you even see people trying to do that. Very rare. You see it maybe for some pictures. Mm-hmm. But I've yet to see anybody seriously thrash a pair of SB4s like that, bro.
Look, man, trying to skateboard in some regular cut Air Force One, you might as well be out there in some wavy babies trying to skateboard.
Listen, you're going to tear your ankles up.
Man, you breaking something. You're breaking and twisting, or not both.
Because them Jones is too thick. Yep. Pause.
Yep.
Thick and wide.
Yeah. Seriously. So, and then the Air Max itself, like, how are you going to do that with the exposed air units?
Yeah,
like how are you
serious redesigning to do?
Yeah, I don't see them using those shoes to actually make a legit skateboard shoe out of them. You know,
only time will tell.
No, only time will tell. And you drop in allegedly 2 different colorways of SB4s next year. But as we talk about what we're talking about, going forward into 2025, we're supposed to be getting more Maniere collaborations. Okay? Allegedly, we know of one legit 5 we're getting. But apparently there's another 5. So that makes 4 Maniere. Well, let's say 3 for sure. 4 with an asterisk. How many people are really even going to go after the shoes, seeing as how we've got so many of those silhouettes? Like we talked about this before. You need to, now, granted, they're giving us different silhouettes now. But if you're going to do the Jordan brand collaborations, which has been really your bread and butter, use a 7. Shoot, do a 10. They're talking about a 17. Not everybody likes the 17s. And mind you, that retail price, if they do actually come out with the Maniere 17 collaboration, you're probably looking at $350, $400. Easily.
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
Agreed.
And on top of that, it's going to be nothing but a mess to try to get that shoe anyway. Okay?
Yep.
Nothing but a mess to get that shoe.
But
if these drops happen the way they have been happening with Maniere and they continue where they are, less and less people are going to actually try to buy from Maniere direct. They're going to go everywhere else, and then once they're sitting on Maniere, it's like, okay, I'll go and order them. But even then, when you do place an order, how long is it going to take?
Yep.
What I'm talking about, and for the chat, just to understand what I'm saying, you're talking about a week after the release, you see sizes are sitting there on the website. You just go on there, easily order them. Once you do place that order, how long is it actually going to take to get that pair from them?
It's crazy because we've had 3 main drops since the 4s dropped. And the Travis Scott would have been the 3rd today. So that, wow.
I mean, back-to-back week collabs. And I'm talking about this because, too, 2025, look at the month of May. Every week, there's essentially a banger dropping. And that's just 1 month. I mean, with all the bangers they're talking about dropping for next year, it's going to be a very interesting year. And the amount of topics we're more than likely going to have for next year is going to be insane. saying. So for those of you guys who are not yet subscribed to the One Pair at a Time podcast channel, make sure you go ahead and do so because you do not want to miss those upcoming episodes.
Oh, we got some fire on deck. Tyler had a quick question.
What is the question?
Do you think Ama makes more money when they sell their shoes from their site as opposed to other retailers? It's a good question, actually. Very good question.
And to piggyback on that, do you think Maniere also sells some of their shoes on the secondary market?
I think we all know the answer to that.
Because we've already suspected Nike does it.
Yep.
We've already suspected that a lot of retailers do it.
Yeah, most of them.
I mean, shoot, look how many Travis Scotts were already selling on StockX and GOAT prior to the release.
Number Trail.
Josiah Keys, what's up?
Josiah! Keys.
But good question. Good question. Do you think Ama makes more money when they sell their shoes from their site as opposed to the retailers? So, real quick, Jay, you might know this. Because they have to pay a certain amount to Nike, as you discussed earlier, for the shoe. Now, they're getting them at wholesale. What's the wholesale price? Because there's, just like with a car dealership, you got the wholesale price on the car, and then there is the MSRP.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Manufacturer suggested retail price.
Let's also include, we get it, they have to pay something for that EQL, but we're paying for it, so they're making some money off of that EQL.
But that's to run their raffle.
Right.
And that money, I would say most of that money goes to EQL itself, because that's how them payment issues were happening, because that money is getting routed out of the country, which, and I'm going to let you rock with this. I'm going to be quiet here for a second. I'm going to let you rock with this, which is interesting that it only seems to be Maniere that seems to have issues when it comes to using EQL for their raffles, because you look at all the other brands and a lot of the other collaborations, we don't see those issues when it comes to the payments and stuff getting canceled and all that. Now, mind you, I put a video out there thinking because of what happened with the data breach and all these social security numbers and stuff getting leaked out there on the dark web, that's why this stuff was happening. But look at all the other collabs that use the EQL. Look at all the drops with the SBs that just happened, the Verdes and all that. We didn't see any of those problems. So it's something with them in particular that just has a dark cloud. And I'm going to be quiet now.
No. So let me say this. Yes, when we go through different sites, whatever, the EQOs are the same. So let me give you an analogy, and I know Purple Haze gonna laugh like, "Oh, this analogy ain't gonna make no sense," right? But I feel like Amami is making some type of money off that EQL, right? They're just not gonna say, "Hey, we're gonna do an EQL for you like this." Like, let's just say the EQL really costs, I'm saying $1.50, right? So the rest of that money they gonna charge. Amaz is gonna make $1.25 off of that dollar. They're gonna tax that along so they can make some additional money. So yes, I do feel like with those EQL raffles, these organizations are making extra money. They're just not gonna just do an EQL and just say, "Hey, well, it's gonna cost everybody this." They're making some type of profit off of it, is what I'm saying.
James Whitner said something in an interview well over the beginning of this year where he said it costs Maniere $1.5 million a release. And I kept thinking about it. It really resonated with me. What does 1.5 million really encapsulate at the end of the day? We're talking about supply chain, logistics, material acquisitions, factory leasing spaces, things like that, although they're piggybacking off of Nike's 3 factories in China, of course, but they still have a leasing fee that they have to pay Nike on top of that. That's separate from their agreement that they have as a collaborator with Nike. So I'm like, man, what does that really break down to? And then you have EQL on top of that, which is new this year. And so, man, 1.5 million, it really doesn't seem like a lot in the grand scheme of things, when you're looking at profits that you're making that are totaling well over 125 to 150 million on the back end. So what's 1.5 at the end of the day?
Nothing. Nothing.
And maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's the problem. I think where your kicks, you're seeing where I'm going with this, to where they need to beef up their holes, in their logistics right now. There are holes in their marketing schema. There's holes in the way that they are going to market, and there's holes in the way that they're supplying from a supply and demand perspective. It really needs to be beefed up. They really need to continue to beef up and build up their infrastructure into something that's healthy right now, because on a health chart, on one scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, they're somewhere around 6-ish, 5.5, 6, and that's just not good enough. It's not good enough. It's not good enough for you as an organization. It's not good enough for us as a consumer. That's what it really equates to at the end of the day.
And on top of that, isn't 1.5 the exact amount they forfeited?
Close to that money. Close to that amount, I should say.
Was it 1.3 or 1.5? I can't.
It was 1.5. I thought it was 1.5.
It was almost 1.6. It was close. It's
Okay.
same. Yeah. Tomato.
My man said, I'm doing budget logistics. You get what you pay for.
1,000 calculator.
Shoot.
Let's go.
Shoot.
Yep.
Man, listen. He goes, right now, Ken goes, right now, in my opinion, Nike is only thinking about money, not their customers. Well, I would say that's probably true of the old CEO that's on his way out, and hopefully the new CEO is going to be more about the brand, seeing as how he worked his way up from an intern to now being CEO. And while we're excited for the changes, we don't know exactly what those changes necessarily are going to be.
And thank you for sharing your LinkedIn journey with the whole entire, country, by the way. That was awesome.
Yeah, because let me tell you something right now. It don't usually happen that way, at least not today. Very rare that someone go from intern all the way to now being CEO, because let me tell you something. In the corporate world, there's a lot of gatekeepers out there. A lot of gatekeepers in the corporate world, so yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I would also say we are definitely going to be 50-50 when it comes to next year. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we're going to be real happy to see some of these shoes that are coming out. We may not be so happy about how these releases actually end up happening. And mind you, you think they're not looking at the fact that all these problems that are happening with Travis Scott, yet people still go after them in droves? Run over the stock numbers today for the sneakers app. It was approximately 63,000 pairs allegedly, right? For those of you guys who were not here during the live this morning, we had quite a few W's actually happen. Matter of fact, we had a guest on the panel, and he even hit. Mind you, the rest of us all took L's.
I speak for yourself,
for the panel. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
Yep.
But the amount of people that went after the shoe, 60,000 pairs on the sneakers app allegedly, and you probably had, 100 times that or more going after the shoe?
There are way more pairs than being reported. We all know that.
You think so? You think there were more pairs out there on the sneakers app?
No,
I'm just saying sneakers.
No. I'm talking
just sneakers
compositely, yeah.
But all around, I would say someone did put out a number of 300 some thousand pairs. Now, when you take into account all the resellers that had pairs backdoored, all the different places that did raffles and stuff like that, plus sneakers app, could that 300,000 number actually be real?
Potentially, it could be close to it. Yeah. Could be close to it.
There's some tier 0 boutiques that, not in my city, but across the country, that I have some really good connections with. And they have always had a very limited supply of Travis Scotts. When I say limited supply, roughly around 25-ish or so. This time around, over 450 pairs. Just to that one tier 0 alone. So when I say there absolutely was way more than the stock numbers revealed, that was BS. It was way more than that. I wouldn't be surprised if there were anywhere upwards to 350,000 pairs out there.
Oh man, I wish I had the horn sound right now. DJ Tyler Radio goes, Black Toes as we speak on GOAT is more than an AJ1 lost and found. All I'm gonna say is be careful with those pairs, man. Be careful with those pairs, because StockX took them completely off. You can't even get them on StockX.
Nothing but bid across the board on all sides.
Correct. That means a bunch of people out there got UAs.
Oh, say they
unauthorized.
No ling.
You know, I mean, look, the retail pairs are made overseas too. But if Nike said, yeah, we need them shoes back, and some of y'all got pairs, they're not authorized by Nike to be out there, right? That drop ain't happening on October 18th. Shoot.
Ken Norton, 350K before the back door.
350K. Yeah, before the back door. Yeah, for real. Let's watch the secondary market. The more supply, the cheaper the prices.
Yeah.
And mind you, with these Travises, you'll once people start getting the pairs in hand, you'll see a slight downtick in the price, and then FOMO will just cause them to shoot up like a SpaceX spaceship.
And numbers have traditionally shown us that window is normally about 1 week after the drop.
I would say in this case, you're probably looking at 1 to 3 days.
Well, here's
Travis
the thing.
Scott.
We see the numbers traditionally, man. This should be a $750 shoe at this point as of tonight, right now, as I'm speaking. But again, numbers don't lie, right? They can tell us whatever numbers they want, right? But we're seeing now they're flooding the market right now, and the resale price is a direct reflection of that, regardless of what they're telling us. So numbers don't lie if you know how to follow them correctly.
Yeah.
When have you ever seen a Travis Scott one low? Minus the Canaries, because they're
Phantoms were low.
They're honorary mention. Well, I mean,
the Phantoms were low, relatively speaking.
They're up now. It took them almost a year.
It took a year for them to go up. Correct.
So
it took about a year.
And this is actually a good color. It's a dope colorway. I mean, let's just be honest. You know, this isn't foo-foo they're giving us right here. So it'll creep up, but it should have been up a lot higher than what it is right now, and that's due to such a high amount of numbers out there.
Honestly, I'm ready for a different silhouette, and I'm not even talking about Travis's own silhouette. Like, not for nothing, bro. Give me another Travis Scott dunk. I'll take that. Give me a Travis Scott Jordan 1 high. Give me a 7. Give me a 3.
Did you say Air Max? Is that what I heard?
Well, we had the Air Max 1s. They gave us 2 of those.
No,
I know. I get it. I'm just saying, man. Like, I mean, they are talking about a Travis Scott Vomero next year.
I heard that, yeah.
But I'm not really a big fan of the Vomeros like that. You know what I'm saying? But I wonder what silhouette is going to take storm next year, because not for nothing, the dad shoe has just had a major uptick this year.
Yeah,
from a few different brands.
It's a phase.
You know. That being said, gentlemen, Perp, what do you guys close out, man?
Chat has been rocking out with us tonight, man. Like the energy, the vibrancy, we feel it, man. We feed off of that, man. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me, baby. No, I appreciate you all. I thank you all for rocking in, man. You guys are always showing us love, support, and offering that perspective. And man, Man, much love. I hope everyone stays safe tonight, man. Enjoying the rest of your weekend, man, because I know we will. And, man, thank y'all for rocking out as always.
Yeah, man. For real. Jay?
Yeah.
What you got, man?
Hey, fam, listen, I said it and I'll say it again, man. I appreciate y'all. You know, we definitely want to give you guys the best information, the most up-to-date information. And this is our purpose for being here. And listen, you guys could have chosen to done something else this evening, but you chose to rock it with us. Therefore, we are very, very appreciative, fam. Just make sure you guys listen. You double tap that screen. If you have not subscribed to the One Pair at a Time podcast, please do so. Subscribe to your boy Jay Elevate. Wear Your Kicks 26. My brother Purple Haze channel is coming. We appreciate y'all for real, for real. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will be dropping more vids very, very soon.
Short one tonight, huh?
Oh, I know. Quick pumper.
Yo!
He was like, I came, did you? Did you?
Oh,
Sorry
man.
about your luck there.
Hey, look, that turtle's got him acting kind of different.
I gotta get mine.
Yeah.
Gotta get yours.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, for real though. Shout out to everybody in the chat who tapped in on this late night, man. Right now it is 11:32 on a Saturday evening, and you guys rocked out with myself, Purple Haze, and Jay Elevate. Our guy, Mr. Think I'm Possible, popped up in the chat. Definitely appreciate his insight. No Hype 85, DJ Tyler Radio, my guy Tyler, and a slew of other people. Joy and Sneakers. I mean, listen, we love you guys. Appreciate y'all, and we definitely trying to bring you the best fire content we can. In any case, remember, next week, Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can catch us once again, One Pair at a Time podcast channel. And make sure you have those notifications on, because we could at some point, once again, pop up out of nowhere during the week if there is some news out there to drop. Appreciate you guys. Be safe. Have a great rest of your weekend. Still the way you kick. Shine, reminding you to be true. Say in a moment, and don't forget, every day is a great day to wear your kicks. And we are out.